Hi, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so good afternoon. I've been home today and, trying to put things in order. You know how your life just kind of comes at you in a speed and at a pace that you can't seem to get your hands on? You just can't grasp it. And the only way that you could, really get your arms around it is to, do nothing. I'm definitely in a place of doing nothing or being still so that I can grasp what's happening in my life. And, just kind of thinking about that ultimately started my meditation this morning, right? Just thinking about having enough time to put it all together, make things make sense. And a lot of times, we just kind of go without really paying attention to the things that we may come into contact with, or people that we may come into contact with, or maybe we'll have a thought to, I don't know, reach out to a friend and call someone, or just do things like that, but we don't do it because we're just so in the movement. And you know sometimes it's just needed to just sit, right, and do nothing. So that brings me to my reading for today. So today, after meditating and talking to spirit and thanking my ancestors and the angels and spirit guides that, kind of take care of me every day and remind me to be still, a part of that conversation was, how can I maybe give that information to others in a way that's constructive enough for them to get it? And what spirit said to me was, do a reading, just a random reading though. Maybe you speak to a collective about nothing in particular, but just let the words channel through you, and so it'll be good for someone. So that's what we're gonna do. That's exactly what we're going to do, and I'm excited about it actually because it gives me a chance to, well, a lot of times when I'm channeling messages, I don't even know exactly what's being said until after. Like, I'll watch the videos play back and I'm like, okay, yeah, that was good. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm literally excited to see what comes up. So, as a collective, this reading is going to be geared to Virgos, right? So what do the Virgos need to hear? What do Virgos need to hear, I don't know, going into the second half of the month of November? What does Virgos need to hear, right? So that's the question. So I'm going to use the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. And most of these cards have been shuffled plenty times before me actually starting the actual reading. And I see it's shaking there, so I'm not going to put them too much on the... Ooh. So let me do it off onto my leg. Maybe that works because it's shaking a little bit. I don't want to give anybody a seizure. I'm watching the screen just shake up and down. Just it's doing it to me. I'm thinking, ugh, that looks odd. It looks crazy. So we don't want that. All right. So excuse me while I shuffle these below the table. It's just an odd thing to do, I think, right? But hey, it is what it is. All right. So, all right. Thank you, Spirit. So, right away, Virgos clearly need to hear a couple things this morning or this afternoon. I did a couple of these earlier today, and what I did find was that sometimes it was a little specific, specific to a person. I felt like, so however this resonates with you, use it. And, for the things that don't, let it go. Toss it away. Click off the video. I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't make something for you, when this is something for you. When Spirit is speaking to you. I don't have to call out a name. Right? All right, so let's get one more card. Let's get one more card for Virgo, second half of November 2019. What do they need to know? What's coming up for them? What is maybe someone needs to know something specific, right? All right. So who's the Virgo that this message is for? The group of Virgos. One more card. There we go. Let me get two. And on the bottom of the deck, the Magician. I like the card, the Magician. It's like one of my favorite cards, actually. I don't know if you can see that there. Hopefully you can see that. All right. So we'll put these back. Okay, let's see what we have. Ooh, there was a card hidden under there. It's the Fool. Or the Hangman, rather. Okay. I didn't even know that card was there. All right, Virgo, let me see. Let's see what I can get for you. Well, look, this is probably going to be a little specific as well. I love the way this comes out this way sometimes because, in the comments, you guys, if this stuff resonates for you, if this hit it right on, please let me know because I'm always interested in knowing, how this played out for some. All right, so Virgo. This month has got off to a start of transformation for pretty much everyone. I think we're in the Scorpio season. And a part of that Scorpio season has been dedicated to a Mercury retrograde, right? There's a lot happening right now, and I am no astrologer, let me tell you. But I do know how the energies and how certain things affect certain people. Mercury retrograde is one of those things that when it happens, we all know. Randomly enough, though, this Mercury retrograde for most people, or forget about the retrograde, just the time that we're in right now, most people find themselves going through some sort of a transformational period. Things are changing. And there's a lot of spiritual awakenings happening. People are looking at things differently. You're able to kind of cut to the meat of it all, right? Things are not as hard to get around. Let's just say, when someone's lying to you all of a sudden, as soon as their mouth opens, you recognize when you're being, bullshitted. It's something that's happening. So in this time of Scorpio, what most of us are going through, I find the people in my life and, my friends and family, patience, right? Patience is getting a little bit low for the things that don't really, or that's not for your highest good. Like you don't want to be around it. When someone's not telling you the whole truth, it's like you reject it immediately. Like it's a rejection. So what I see for you, Virgo, right now is just that. I see that in the very recent past, you went through some sort of a death to an idea, a death to something that was probably relevant to you in some way. You start to look at things very differently. These are death to thoughts. These are different, like death to the way a perception, a death. So now you're looking at things very differently, right? And a part of that transformational period that you're in, and this started at the beginning of the month, you're still there. And you're having a lot of mixed feelings about what you're feeling, because people that you once trusted and once cared about, or whatever the case is, something is not right there. Something doesn't feel right. Conversations have happened recently, and it kind of left you feeling a little bit befuddled. Like there was no clarity there, or you missed a mark with something, or for whatever reason, the more you say, the less people understand you. Like you're speaking another language. And it's got you feeling a little bit of a ways. It feels like conflict, but it's more about conflict within yourself. It's not about conflict with people around you. This is like you're walking into situations and you're backing up from the situation thinking, well, what the fuck was that about? Like, how did that even happen? But what's happening is this. You're being aligned right now with a certain group of people, a certain path that's literally put together for you. You're called to use your intuition right now. Because the people all right, so it's almost like I see spirit picking you up from a group of people and literally dropping you off into a whole new group, a whole new set of individuals, right? And this is all about the time that you took, the things that you quietly pray about, the things that you're asking for clarity about, the things that you're working on in the middle of the night that nobody knows about. Virgo is one of the hardest workers in the deck. They like nice things, but they like things very specific to them and their needs. Sometimes the fact that the overall energy of this is speaking to the magician, it's perfect. It's perfect for what I'm actually seeing, because even though you feel like you're walking in a maze and, like there's nothing is lining up, I literally see where spirit is saying to you, make a left, make it right. And you using your higher self to kind of walk through this, You're bumping into walls that you didn't know existed until right now. But this is on purpose. There's a group of people set aside specifically for you. So the things that you've been working on in the background, the things that you've been asking God about, those little projects that you're trying to be, lay the groundwork for, you're actively calling that stuff towards you. No prayer goes unanswered. That's the thing. So what I see is you're being picked up and you're being dropped into a group of new individuals. The same individuals that you've been quietly praying for, the same people, the same, this like spirit, this like mind that'll help you to bring these gifts, these ideas, this, whatever it is that you've been working on. He's like picking up and dropping you into a new set. So none of the things that were with you before works. None of it works. You feel like you're out of your element, and you are. Like literally you're out of your element. But the group that you're going into is going to feel very familiar. You've never met these people before, but it's going to feel familiar to you. This is your tribe, right? You're called now to just kind of use your intuition. Where it doesn't feel right, don't force it. Spirit is saying, use your intuition. Take a step back. Look. Pay attention, Because the group of individuals that you're going to meet, the people that he's dropping you in with, he wants you to know when you're there, you're there. Like, that. It's something innate inside of you that'll say, whoa, wait, whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Not from you. The people that you used to go back and play a mental chess with, they no longer have it for you. You've done a lot in this past couple of months. Your transitional period is going on right now. You're transforming into the person that you've been creating yourself to be. Spirit is just saying, use your intuition. You're the mother of creation, if that makes any sense. The Virgos are all about beautiful things, luxurious things. They like to spend their time with family. They love nice things. They love nice cars. They like nice clothing. Like Virgos are very specific and almost very, they don't really fool around with with like wasting time. They're not really people who procrastinate. They want to move forward. But what you're finding is that you feel like you're in a space full of procrastinators. Like you don't understand, how did you get here? Because these are the same people that in another lifetime, which could have been 3 weeks ago, it works. But now you find that it doesn't. So for the next part of the month, I see you kind of withdrawing, kind of going into yourself a little bit, and waiting around to see how things shake up, because this is all new. This is all new for you, and it's all new territory. And this is something that, again, you've created. But you got to get your feet wet, right? Before you jump in the pond, you got to like stick your toe in. That's what's happening. You're kind of going to be in like a hangman mode. And so here's hangman here, right? And in hangman mode, it's like you can make a decision to move forward, or you can stop, or you can move backwards. But you're choosing to just kind of hang around. Like this is the actual choice. Which kind of leads me back to where I started the actual meditation this morning with, choosing to slow down, back up, pay attention to what's going on around, right? It's interesting how this is turning into that, because you're making a choice. Your intuition is telling you, spirit is telling you, look, you're moving, you're different, things have changed. Instead of feeling like you're in conflict, instead of feeling like, people are not lining up with your passions, the things that you've been working so hard for, you're not in the right mix of those people that really can see, can understand, can feel, that energy. The same people you were with even 3 weeks ago are no longer your people. You're called to just stop, slow down, take a look around, figure out what's right for you in this moment. Because what's coming is something that you've been praying for, something that you've been asking for, and it's moving. It is there. But Virgo, hangman's it's not so much the hermit. Like you are the hermit, right? Where you kind of go in and you seclude yourself. No. This is a hangman. You're not secluding yourself. You're not shutting off from anybody. You're there, but you're just choosing not to make a decision. You're choosing just to kind of stick around and take a look around, because when you have stepped forward, it's been conflict. You're speaking different languages. The same people, you speak English. You speak in English, but for whatever reason, they are hearing Spanish or they are hearing French. You don't understand where the miscommunication is. That's what's happening to you now, but that's happening on purpose. That's happening on purpose so that you are literally in the environment to kind of just slow it down and hang around. Just see where it goes. Don't make any sudden moves, sudden steps, because this is happening for you, not to you, for you. Use your intuition at this time. Spirit is saying there's duality in everything, right? This is the High Priestess card. High Priestess speaks about the number 2. 2s always speak about partnerships. And in this situation, the partner that you are looking for, the partner that you have paired up with is Spirit. When I see him pick you up and drop you in the group of new people, you don't even know that that's what's happening. But that's literally happened in this time. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to look around one day and you're going to say, well, how the hell did I get here? But look, I recognize you. I may not know you, but I know your spirit. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have. I'm not exactly sure who that is for, but in this moment, it is time to kind of slow down, take a look around. Make sure what you're saying is being clear. Like, that's what I feel like I'm called to do even in this very moment. Make sure what I'm saying is coming off clear, coming off in a way that even if this specific story isn't about you, there's something that you can pick up from it. There's something that you can take away from it. Something resonates with you. Don't let the retrograde get you screwy. Retrograde can mess up communication. It can mess with, I literally have been trying to upload a video all day. Like, I don't know what it is. all day long. I've been trying to upload one video, and it seriously is on like 2%. A 2% has been uploaded. It's the randomest thing, but this is what we are, right? So take that time. I am taking the time while that is loading to kind of hang around. Make more videos. Have different conversations. Have a cup of coffee. Have a cup of tea. Settle myself in a way. Gather more information that I can use to move forward. So when that video is up and ready to go, I'm on to the next thing. You know, I'm not pulled to a stop, like a jerking stop, and I'm not sure what. No. I'm going to use all the time that I have the way that I'm called to do so. All right, Virgo, that's what I have for you. So let's, I'm not sure who that's for. But you know what? Let's go ahead and pull a message from Spirit and see what Spirit says about how you should, move forward in this. Let's go ahead and use the Moonology Oracle card deck. Now, I like these cards because, right now we're speaking about, Mercury retrograde. And to be very honest with you, I'm not in astrology. I'm an astrologer. I know what I know. But if you're asking me when the retrograde is over or when it starts, I don't know. I just know that's where we're in there. And if I had to guess, somewhere around the 20th of the month or so, right? So what does Spirit have to say? Oh, bring love into the situation. The new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Well, interesting, because there is no water or cups here, right? There's nothing in here about a relationship. Love. This is all passion. This is all work related, mind, transformation, just things that have to do with you as a person, but not quite love. So let's read and see what that means exactly. The new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Well, where is the card? Okay. Okay. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about progress and some word I cannot pronounce. That is hilarious. But let's just say Aquarius is all about progress. So this is the time to move forward. The new moon in Aquarius means no looking back. Change is on the way and it could come quickly. Whether you get to change whether you get the change you want depends on whether you believe you can have it and how much you're relying on others to bring it to you. This card comes with suggestions that you may need to do things independently, on your own. But be loving, not too pragmatic. Time may be of the essence when this card comes up. Aquarius energy has an energetic feel to it. Certainly there's a sense that you need to let go of the past and move towards your future as soon as possible. Attuned to the moon. Explore the ideas that is not what you know, but what and whom you know. Very interesting. Speaking about Spirit kind of like picking you up and dropping you into that new group of people. Additional meanings for this card. You need to be more detached from this situation. Take a step back. Hang around for a little bit. Thinking outside the box will bring the solution. More pragmatism More pragmatism is called for. Improve your karma by doing more charitable work. The teaching. Aquarius is a sign of invention, modern advances in technology, and humanity. Its energy is a little brittle. It's individual, scientific even, and relatively emotionally detached. Many people think Aquarius is a water sign because the Aquarius symbol is of the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign and is far more about intellect than the emotional water sign. As is this card. No matter when you draw it, dropping convention works well with this energy. There's a lot of air here as well. So, again, take a step back, bring more love into the situation, you know? It's not what you know, it's who you know. And, you know, that's all I have for you, Virgo. I hope this actually, I hope this did, you know, open up something for you. All right, well, until next time, have a good one.